Talk bomb.
Welcome to Will and Bobby Know Everything.
Wait, we should do a serious show.
Oh, you're right. Okay, let's bring it back down to earth. My breathing's getting louder as I get closer.
We need serious music.
Welcome to Will and Bobby Know Everything.
It was a lot easier to do this when we had two microphones, Adrian.
You're right.
Because now we're going to be really close, like we're about to kiss. They can't hear that.
Okay, I've got something crazy to tell you. It's not that crazy. I don't want to sell it too much.
You always sell things too much. You always say, "Oh, it's insane."
I know. I've been working on that recently because to me, everything like when we're recording, I'm just like, "Oh, it's fun." But I realize that it makes it sound like I'm gonna like have some like thrilling expose. That's not quite the case, but it's definitely something weird that came my way.
I need to do my taxes.
So do I. Yeah, it's on the recording now. So note to self: do your fucking taxes,
guys.
So before I tell you about this dumb thing that happened to me, and you're on the right page to talk about it.
Oh yeah, something happened to you?
Yeah, something in the Tim Allen sphere happened to me.
Billy.
I just want to say that right now, as you guys are listening to this, right this second, I did something weird and it's online. MTV did a reboot of their series Scream based on the movies.
How many seasons did they have?
They did 2 seasons and a TV movie, and they just announced they're going to kill. They're stopping. No, they're getting rid of that cast. They're getting rid of that storyline. They're going to go someplace completely different for season 3. They're calling it a reboot. And obviously, I mean, you know better than most. I talk about Scream nonstop. I love that franchise. Yeah. So I went ahead and I wrote, it's insane. And I know that probably nothing's going to come of it, but I decided, hey, why not try? So I literally wrote out my opening kill for how you would reboot Scream.
How would you do it?
I mean, I'll tell you.
I don't know, my opening kill?
Yeah.
Dorothy Joan is...
Her last name's singular. That's interesting.
Yeah, because she is the Joan.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a friend of the Joan family. You know, Dorothy.
Yeah, I'm with you. We can move past just her name.
Well, you asked a question about it, and you seemed appalled and delighted. The two opposite sides.
I'm frequently both of those things. Yeah. On the drive up here, I was talking to Allie, and I went, do you crave desire? And she went, it's the same thing. Like, yeah, you can't
crave. I crave desire. I'd say Dorothy Joan is on the phone in San Francisco.
And then Ghostface kills her.
No.
Oh.
Not this time. Not this time. It's different this time. Someone calls her and says, what's your favorite crazy movie?
It's another into crazy movies, not...
What's your favorite spooky movie? And then she say, Scream 2.
Oh.
And then he say, oh, that's right. You got it right.
You're right. You didn't lie to me about what your favorite...
You didn't lie to me. You got it right. I always give you puzzle and questions, and you got that one correct. So now you get a prize, baby. Let me give it to you. And then he gives her a new telephone.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So he's going around like kind of improving the community.
Exactly.
That's really sweet.
But he gives you landlines, so it's not it's 2017.
Well, still it's useful if there's like a power outage or something and you can't charge your phone. Cell phone.
No, because landline doesn't work in a power outage, Bill.
Yes, it does.
Not anymore. Not with his landline.
Oh, he specifically wired it to be electric as well?
No.
All right, well, I don't know. It's still, you can solve the phone.
So that he can cut the power and the phone line goes out.
Whoa.
The phone's dead.
That's terrifying.
That bastard gave me a trick phone. I better hook up my old one.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, I like your idea a lot, but I wrote
so what's yours like?
So basically, when they did their TV series version of Scream, they ignored everything that came before.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do, like Ghostface is Google Brandon James. That is the killer.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
You know that mask. So
He's just got like a madman mask.
Yeah.
Madman mask.
Mad Max mask.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard to say.
In my game, my killer would be Madman.
Right. You forgot to mention that yours is also a game.
No, I mean, it's a game that Madman plays with his victims.
I'm really playing it. I'm literally gonna kill you.
I'm actually Madman.
Whoa.
But
Madman is
I
not
should not have told you.
Madman is not a worse name than Ghostface, for the record.
It's really not.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I know you were trying to make a bad name. You didn't.
I just
It's
want
bad,
you to know
but it's not worse than this
that
one.
I'm a huge fan of this, but I fully acknowledge Ghostface is a horrible name.
Madman.
So when they did their TV series, they got rid of everything that came before. Everything previously took place with Sidney Prescott being stalked by...
What's your favorite silly movie?
Yeah. And like a couple of the movies took place in the town called Woodsboro. MTV's show took place in a place called Lakewood. And it was very sort of like, I don't know. It felt to me very much like what you'd expect an MTV show to feel like.
I don't know why people always, like, I don't know. Why does MTV do that?
Well, because they're not writing shows for, at the time when it came out, I was a 28-year-old man. That show was not for me.
But like, if you look at a show like Stranger Things, where there's all kids.
Yeah.
Like, kids could...
Stranger Things is a good example
Kids
of what
could
I wanna
enjoy
do.
that show.
Yeah.
Kids could enjoy it, and it's fun for kids and tested by parents too.
Love it. Good
Instead
example.
of MTV making shows specifically, like poorly written shows, cheap shows for adolescents that kind of just watch it.
Yeah.
Like...
I agree. But Stranger Things is actually a good example. Adolescent, I would say, is probably young teens.
Like a tween?
Adolescent. Maybe just after tween. I think you literally have to be 13 to 15.
Why not just say teen?
Adolescent? I don't know. I guess
Is adolescent younger?
You know that tween, we already had a word for that. It was called preteen.
No, now it's tween.
I know. I don't know why preteen worked just fine. We
Sexy
understood.
preteens. Oh.
By the way, what are you between your teenage years and your...
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is. You're tween these two things.
I'm
Childhood
tween
and
right
being
now.
a teen, I guess. Yeah, you're tween stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tweet all day.
I twing.
Yeah, I would if I could.
I'm in my early tweens.
I would use Twingle every day, all day if I could.
If I could.
If only
yeah.
I could.
Only he would make it a fucking real app.
Hey, Twingle update. All those clothes that you ordered never showed up at my house, and I never had to pay the mailman.
Damn.
I sat on my front porch from the last recording up until now. I've been sitting on my porch with cash in my hand, just waiting for my Twingle shirt to arrive.
I ordered Bill.
Yeah.
I ordered sunglasses and a backpack.
Yeah, I was going to wear them as clothes.
I didn't order
though.
a shirt.
I was going to wear them as clothes, though.
God.
That's my point. Yeah, so my
$300 down the drain
yeah,
that you never had to pay.
that I never had to spend. I just burned it. I hit a lot of it for Twingle, so it's useless.
Yeah, it's useless.
It's worthless. So my suggestion is to, in rebooting the TV series, reboot back into the original world, where now, like, there's like 20 years of history of there being serial killings by somebody dressing up like Ghostface. And especially with the fact that I feel like our culture is getting increasingly fascinated with true crime. A town that has had multiple serial killings, that has had a series of movies, slasher movies, in-universe movies written about the town.
Like 7 or 8.
Yeah. There would be constant, like, visits from tourists, podcasters, bloggers coming to bug the town, coming to interview people. And my thing is that some people in town are like, oh, fuck this.
You should name the town Regalia.
Okay, all right. We're rebooting back in the original continuity, but Woodsboro is now called Regalia.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Regalia Heights.
Ooh, even better.
Yeah. Maximilian Joan.
How about Maximilian Brisbane?
Oh,
yes. But here's the twist. He's the king of town.
He's the king of town. Going around acting like you're the king of town.
I am the king of town. My name is Maximilian Brisbane.
Pleased to meet me.
You're pleased.
And now you can go to jail.
Take him away. The secret police.
Wait, I pardon you.
So we're not taking her to jail, boss?
No. By my decree.
Maximilian Brisbane.
Brisbane.
Return to my chalice on the hill. It's not ours.
I live in a chalice. Upon the hill.
You can read my actual script. I wrote my opening kill. It's on thehauntedSponge.com/scream. I posted a short video on YouTube giving like my idea of how you would reboot the entire thing. And I feel like it's genuinely like I'm the guy that wrote it. So of course I feel this way, but I feel like it's genuinely a story that is that's very much about our culture being obsessed with true crime. And I feel like
there's a lot of true crime stuff out there.
100%. And I feel like it's perfect for Scream. And even though there's like, in my head, there's no chance that anybody from MTV will contact me.
Oh, no way. Absolutely not.
But I want to try. So, please go check out, my video. It's on, youtube.com/WB2045. You can watch it. It's less than 3 minutes. It won't take any of your time. And you can read my actual script. It's in the description.
Not TalkBomb, youtube.com/TalkBomb.
I can't change the name until we have 500 subscribers. We don't
have 500?
No, we don't use the YouTube that much.
That's true.
YouTube shows your view counts and our page is embarrassing. Our numbers, because I run our stats for the podcast for iTunes and stuff, thousands upon thousands.
Yeah.
And then our YouTube channel, it's like 35 views on some videos.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, YouTube's a different animal.
On average, my unboxing videos get like 65 views, and of them, there's always like 5 or 6 dislikes.
Yeah. I
I
posted some of your unboxing videos on Reddit, and people seem to, I get downvoted and they don't comment on Reddit, but people will go and watch your videos. And like, there's one guy that was like, these are fucking genius. Because, spoiler alert, they are. So,
I have a new one to post today.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. So
it's in my R1 drive, right?
While you're there, also check out Bobby's unboxing videos.
I have to make a clickbait preview of me looking shocked.
Perfect. It was great. It was genuine. I love them, Bob. But yeah, so please, if you're into that sort of thing, please consider going to thehauntedSponge.com/scream. Watch my video on YouTube. And if you like it, share. For the love of God, share. Because if I share it, I'm spamming. If you guys share it, people might actually pay attention. So
yeah, exactly.
I need your help because I like this. And even if MTV doesn't look at it or whatever, and I have no expectation that they actually really will. I'd love it if they would. Holy crap. I think that my story is actually genuinely good. And if I can't make it Scream, I think that it could be its own thing. So, please go check that out. You just have to
change some names and Ghostface can't be in it.
Yeah, Boneface, we can call him.
I thought,
skeleton hands. It doesn't really matter.
Spooky skeleton.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And actually, so we got to kind of grind a little bit and work fast. But I was thinking that maybe if we have time when we're done recording this show, we could record the first Studio Rejects in a zillion years and read my script.
Read UH Shock Pokey Johansson's Donkey Kong Country script.
Is it a couple hundred pages, I hope?
Well, he hasn't sent it yet. He's still writing it.
Okay, well, we'll wait for that. But I was thinking that maybe we could read my Scream script and act it out, and my Indiana Jones gritty R-rated reboot script.
Oh, I forgot you did that. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
so maybe we did that. Look for Studio Rejects on Wednesday. Okay. But, okay. So there's something that I have to share with you because something... I'm getting very emotional. Something showed up in my inbox. I got an email.
Twinkle?
And I thought that it was... I thought it was spam.
Is it the admin from Talk? I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep just saying things.
You can predict where it came from, but not who sent it. I'll tell you that much.
I'm ready.
The subject line is extreme liberals, and then in parentheses, i.e. most Democrats that supported Hillary Clinton, do think like Nazis. Now, I have been getting increasingly like not involved in politics, but I'm paying attention to politics. Don't involve me. I've been paying attention to politics. I can really get into that character. Don't involve me.
You two yentas.
Oh my god.
Don't involve.
Insane. But like I've been paying attention more and more to politics.
It's an inside joke. I guess you had to be there. So.
I wish we were on video.
I know. Could record it.
So I'm on like a shitload, just so many goddamn mailing lists for political groups. And like I'm on the White House, the actual White House mailing list, and their emails are bonkers now too, where it's like, it's our actual government sending me an email that's just like, people are getting in our way. Here's how we're going to stop them. And I'm like, oh, shut up. You guys are fucking idiots. So when I saw this, extreme liberals, i.e. most Democrats that supported Hillary Clinton, do think like Nazis, I thought that it was just some insane group that found my email and was sending me something.
Right.
And it's only through a stroke of luck and probably boredom that I actually opened it to find this email. To Tim. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. For you, Tim.
For me, Mr. Tim Allen.
Thank you for your candid and truthful words on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Did you see that?
No.
Tim Allen has been in the headlines. You haven't seen this?
Why? Why is he anywhere?
I know. I was shocked too.
Other than this picture right here, him holding an atom as God.
I wish that we could get like a high res.
I know.
I mean, we could recreate that, right? Get a picture of him.
Yeah.
Storm clouds behind him. It's the end of days. idexchange.timallen.com. Look at him. So he was on Jimmy Kimmel Live. I don't know, promoting the Santa Claus one again.
20-year.
Remember I was
25-year anniversary.
Remember that? Went down the chimney.
Jimmy, I went down the chimney.
I went down the chimney.
Got me.
Went down the chimney. Remember I used to sneak in your room at midnight, Jimmy?
My son hated me in that movie.
Hashtag bad dad.
Because I ruined Christmas by killing
Hashtag
the one man he cared about.
B-A-D-A-D. Badat. So he was on that show, and Jimmy Kimmel sets him up, which, like, they have pre-interviews, so I assumed that this was prepared. Jimmy Kimmel goes, have you been paying attention to politics? You went to the inauguration, right? And Tim Allen looks visibly like, uh-oh. And he goes, I was invited. I was invited to the inauguration, and I went. And Jimmy Kimmel goes, it's okay. You don't have to sound so upset about it. And he goes, listen, you never know what you can say around here, okay? You know what it's like in Hollywood if you don't believe what everyone else believes. And everyone's laughing a little bit. And he goes, it's like 1930s Germany.
Well.
For Republicans. He's Republican. So, here's my thing.
What are you talking about, Tim?
Here's my thing. I know Republicans. I have friends who are Republicans. I hope that they are all aware that there are a shitload of Republicans who say bonkers ass shit.
Oh, yeah.
And
just people are all crazy, right?
For most people, this would just be an offhand joke. Who cares? For a lot of people, they did what, a lot of like blog sites do, which is say, Tim Allen compares being Republican to being a Jew in Germany in the Holocaust. And like, I'm like, well, he did. I mean, you're not wrong, but but that's like a few steps removed. He was also telling a joke.
He was telling a joke, and he was more comparing everyone else like being Nazis. He wasn't saying that he is like a struggling Jew. He's saying that if you speak up against certain groups, everyone acts like Nazis and try to quell you immediately.
Try to squash you.
Yeah. At least I don't know what he said, but from what you said, that's what it sounds like. I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah, but just in case Tim Allen's agent comes after you for your views, you want to make sure that it's on the record.
Hey, look, Tim, I love to laugh. All right? I never said I don't love to laugh.
Who's ready to laugh? So he said that, and then so that's what this email is referring to. Thank you for your candid and truthful words on Jimmy Kimmel Live. The Nazis and fascists of the 30s were avid supporters of true democracy.
Nope. That can't be true, right?
That threw me. I hung on that sentence for a little bit, and then this parenthetical bugged me too. Majority rule gave us Hitler and Mussolini. So is he saying that's good or bad? It sounds like he's saying it's bad, but it's confusing to me. Thank God the United States of America has never been, hopefully never will be, a true democracy.
It also gave us Lincoln. The fuck? That guy freed the slaves.
The founders of this country set up this constitutional representative republic, not democracy, with checks and balances incorporated by the 3 branches of government. End of email.
Now, that's it?
Yeah. How do you interpret that?
It's so weird when people say especially being like, when I first moved to Brooklyn, I was like 22 and everybody was like really into like socialism ideas. Like I went to college, one of my college roommates, like a super intelligent, like musician, like way smarter than anyone I've ever met. He was like super into anti-consumerism and like capitalism. Yeah. Really into puritanical socialist ideas. And I don't know. I just feel like it's really silly to say like, look, democracy doesn't work because this one thing. And look, capitalism doesn't work and socialism doesn't work. Like, no, I know we're not like, we're not a pure anything society. Like, we're people, and people are always changing.
Yep.
And you take the good parts and keep them, and then if the bad parts come along and you realize they're bad, you get rid of them. And it's like, there are no true, like, pure, like,
we're not like a one-size-fits-all world.
Yeah, I don't know how to
Is there any one system that
now.
Captures everything that everybody needs?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect
Is
thing?
there a true democracy?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because we're not a republic. I don't even know what a fucking republic is, but like we're closer to like an oligarchy, I guess, because we have people with money kind of steering politics. You know, it's not like we're voting for what people want. We're kind of following money.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
See, part of my thing is that, like, I'll freely admit that as much as I feel like we all should be at least moderately aware of what's going on in politics, but I don't have any intelligence to me about politics. I don't understand it. I have no knowledge of how it functions. I don't know.
It's good to be aware, at least.
I don't know alternate systems of government. I don't know. I pay attention more to the like social element and how.
Hey, Chairman Mao, maybe you should get out.
Yeah.
Was he?
Do you hear me?
Say Jack Nicholson.
I'm going to say some things you may not be ready to hear.
Chairman Mao.
Hey, I've got something horrible for you to listen to.
Awesome. I'm ready.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Did you make it?
No.
Oh, damn.
I found possibly the worst thing that I've ever heard, and I listened to all 3 episodes of it, and it made me want to scream.
Oh, really?
Yep. Made me want to scream.
Is it about Scream?
Yes. Kind of.
Hey,
Jamie Kennedy from Scream has a podcast now, and it's very much promoted as like, I think it's called like, oh man, I can just find it.
I hate Jamie Kennedy.
Bob, he's gotten even worse.
I showed Andrea. Andrea was put music on our speakers a couple of weeks ago. What is that?
It's called Hate to Break It to You, and it's literally promoted as being like, I'm gonna go on a few rants.
Oh, so it's like Bill Burr.
It's a little bit, but this guy doesn't have a brain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Bill Burr can speak for hours and
he
just not end.
3 episodes that are ostensibly like episode 1, Hollywood and Lies. Episode 2, Trumpy Pumpy. Episode 3, Period Shame. This one is outwardly misogynistic, even just from the name. But I can tell you that basically all these 3 episodes are about his issues with women and how he doesn't like them. So I listened to all 3 and they
Hate to break it to you, babe.
They're deadly.
I don't like ladies. So... Hate to break it to you.
Deal with that, Sydney.
Press. Sid. Hey, Sid. I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's presented as a series of voicemails to Nev Campbell, who he thinks is Sidney Prescott.
From a 1995 Scream that he played a minor role in.
The show is even in the beginning, it's like, you may not be ready to hear what I have to say.
I'm going to start making...
What a 90s idea.
I'm going to make a sad, like, I want to make stupid, shitty unboxing videos, and I want to make a ranting podcast where I just rant
I love it.
about nothing for an hour and just kind of meander.
Yeah. This is the second time that I've encountered a 90s actor who starts a podcast under the pretense of like, everyone loves a good rant. I feel like that's a very 90s thing. Quentin Tarantino's characters go on rants, you know, and people like them. They sound intellectual and quippy. I feel like when you bring that into real life, it's like, no one likes a rant. No. Everyone hates. Maybe they didn't. I really think it's a 90s
waits for
thing.
You to end your rant. Everyone will interrupt you because you're being annoying. And
I straight up think it's a 90s thing to be like, it's a humorous rant. You may not be prepared for the things I'm going to say. Like, okay, well then maybe you need to shut your goddamn mouth. This podcast, as a guy who's writing a Scream TV show right now and who loves the Scream series probably more than I should, I have to go on the record and say that Jamie Kennedy's podcast is a fucking nightmare. Everyone listen to it.
I'm ready, man.
I'll play some clips. It's gonna take me a minute to find them, but there's a couple things you need to hear that are bonkers.
As soon as you leave, I can't wait to forget about his podcast, and then like next time we record, be like, oh no, I totally forgot to listen to it.
Fair enough. But so what I was saying is like for the Tim Allen thing, like I pay attention to generally how political policies would affect the people that I know and care about.
Which is a good way to
but I don't.
Do it.
Whenever you start digging into being like, constitutional representative republic. I'm just like, oh, dude, like, I don't fucking know this shit. Like, I feel like that dehumanizes a little bit.
Doesn't it say you're William Rogers?
Well, here's the thing. This email was sent to tim@talkbomb.com. Now,
wait a minute. Hold on.
all the TalkBomb emails come to me. I set up some forwarding. Like, if you email Bobby@talkbomb.com, I think it'll go to you and I won't see it, I think. I don't know for sure.
Did we post something on here with, like, email us at tim@talkbomb? We must have.
I assumed that you had logged in as Tim Allen, or, the Tim Man. The Tim Man password, Tim Man, for anyone who wants to go to ideaexchange.timallen.com and log in as us and hang out.
Yeah.
I assumed that you must have gone in and been like, I'd love to hear more about this. Email me to screw me. I assumed that you did that so that people would contact me.
I assumed you did it because it's bizarre and weird.
So I was like, no, but that's not it, because there's nothing in our post history with this email address. So I was like, did he put together some pieces of the puzzle and then figure that Tim works for TalkBomb?
I bet it's that if we log in and view our profile.
You have found it. That is the answer, yeah.
It shows our email.
Yep. Our email.
Contact the Tim Man.
Our email is tim@talkbomb.com for this account, but that really threw me for a few minutes. I went down like a spiral where I was like, oh no, is this going to happen all the time?
How did this happen?
But no, one user on Tim Allen's Idea Exchange.
We have 77 posts.
Yeah, man, lucky number. That's a good number.
Wow.
And we've been going for almost a year. Tim Allen has now occupied 1/30 of our lives.
Someone gave us private messages in February. So you isn't Tim.
Oh, I told you about this on the show. This is somebody being like, I saw you. My friend helped you tie your shoes.
Tim, I assume this is really you. Bye, Andrea.
See ya.
Have fun at brunch.
Yeah.
Blessings on you, Tim. Blessings upon thee.
So I I responded to this email, even though Allie was like, don't respond.
You responded to you. Why did you not pretend to be Tim Allen?
Because I can't send an email as Tim@TalkBomb. So no matter how I reply, it's Will Rogers.
Damn.
And I said, no matter how you feel about the current state of U.S. politics, it's absurd and condescending to compare being yelled at by liberals to how the Jews were treated in the Holocaust. I'm pretty sure Anne Frank didn't get to appear on talk shows telling jokes about how hard she had it. Right? Like that's pretty fair.
Point, yeah.
It's like being in the 1930s in Germany, like where the Jews were like, I'm really not supposed to say this, but I'm a Jew. And people are like,
baby.
Yeah.
I had it pretty hard. I lost my train of thought.
Tell you that, Bongo. She had a bit.
Bango Bongo. She could tell me this for all day long, and I could not care.
It may be It may be unpopular to be a Republican right now, but you're not persecuted to the point where people are going to chase you with a pitchfork or fucking, come on, the Holocaust.
Kill you and put your skin on a lamp.
The fact that you can still sit on Jimmy Kimmel's couch and bring it up tells me that it's not that big
Jimmy
a deal.
is a Jewish name, too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, how do you like that?
So is...
Lincoln.
Lincoln is a Jew.
And then the last thing I said is, you're treating the leaders of our country like some sort of underdog.
That's a good point, yeah.
What a fucking crazy bonkers ass thing.
That's one.
Like, Trump Tower plated in gold. Somehow he's the persecuted one. Whatever. I guess maybe this isn't... You know what?
No, that's a good point. Like,
yeah, I'm going to say whatever I want here, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's your forum, right?
Yeah, sure. But I thought that was crazy. So anyway, if you want to email me, or if you want to email Tim Allen.
If you want to email Tim Allen, it's tim@talkbomb.com.
Yeah, he'll definitely get him. I'll make sure he gets him.
Definitely.
I'm close personal friend with him. Anyway, so that's what's going on in my goofball world. What's going on with you, Bob?
Wait a minute. Found your email address on your website and sent you a copy of my script and resume.
No. Yeah, leave that alone.
Did they not email us?
They did. This is the time that you...
Oh, okay. I know this.
Yeah, let's not touch that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Well, let's take a quick break.
Okay.
For a word from our sponsors from you while I go in that room.
Great. All right. Well, Bob's going to the secret room. You all know it. You all have it. Every room comes equipped with a secret room. Some of them are big. Some of them are small. But you know what happens in all? There's a toilet. But Kester's toilets coming to a bathroom near you. They may be there right now. As a matter of fact, if you walk down your hall, you may find Bobby Kester hiding in a hole in your wall. Peer inside, and can you guess? You'll see that he is doing his best to find the bathroom and install one of his Kester smart toilets. Smart toilets. They're smarter than you. All right, he's still in the bathroom. I'm just going to cut the rest of this. Hey, Bob, I did as much as I could. I ran out of steam.
Bigger, faster, stronger is what you get in every room of the house with this one weird trick. Click here now, and
yes,
the doctor...
Robin.
What?
A toilet.
Hello?
Nature's perfect food bowl. Huh?
Hello?
Hello.
Anyway,
So what's going on with you?
Yeah, Bill.
Can we talk on here about what you might be doing soon?
What?
Moving?
Moving. Well, we don't know yet anymore because we were going to go to Colorado, and then Andrea discovered that she isn't 90% sure she isn't getting funding for her program anymore.
Oh.
So now next weekend she's going to fly out and check out Seattle.
Oh.
So maybe she'll go to Seattle, because if she has to pay out of pocket,
That's cool.
then she is going to pick the school that she likes the most.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Bobby's girlfriend Andrea is going to grad school.
That's not...
I mean, secret friend. He doesn't want to reveal his orientation.
Precisely. And you don't know if this secret friend is male or woman or otherwise.
Scrivac.
Zizier.
Spivel.
They, them, this.
Swivel.
Bastian Fontaine made an appearance in our D&D game yesterday.
Oh, really? How did that play out?
He's the prince of a city.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
We just made jokes at the beginning of this show about the king of a small town, and you just played a game where there was a prince of a town?
We played a game. Everybody's in this festival, and they're competing to win a wish from the king, who grants a wish from his ring. And I did not piece together that this is based on our show. Apparently, that he was gifted the ring from a witch, and it grants a wish. And
Excuse me. Do you have any idea why I pulled you over? What's your Christmas wish?
I thought you were in McDonald's. And at one point, and in the festival, in order to win, there are a bunch of different competitions that you can compete in to win. And all the characters are in like the finals of this competition. And the next day is the finals. So that hasn't happened yet. But one of the things is they release a fairy, a little green and purple fairy somewhere in the city. And it's magically bound to the city for 5 days. And at the end of the 5th day, if no one's caught it, then the fairy leaves. But whoever can catch the fairy gets put into the finals automatically. And also, if there's like a sleight of hand test where if anyone can slip a silver coin into the prince's pocket, that person, without the prince knowing, that person can also be entered into the finals.
So are people constantly doing this?
Well, I mean, the prince is heavily guarded all the time.
But like he could just have it, like at the end of the day, he could just be like, "Why are my pants so heavy? Holy, so many people snuck coins into my pocket."
Well, no. In the closing ceremony, the prince walked up and he goes, "Oh yes, hello." And he says, I don't remember what he said, but he says like, "An end to the festivities. Let's see what we have here." And he reaches in his pockets and he turns them inside out real quickly, and there's no coins. And then he puts them back. He's like, "Better luck next time." And then the next day he'll test again and show everyone if a coin flies out of it.
That's amazing. Are there, is this based on any pre-existing D&D script or anything?
No. Apparently it's based on our show, but I had no idea.
That's amazing. Did Michael call it out?
No.
Really?
Or someone said, Andrea said that David Bowie is the prince.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
I did say...
Both Tim Curry and David Bowie.
I did say, since the festival is taking place under a full moon...
Bastian Fontaine.
Under a full moon, he does say something about, and now we must allow the feast of the moon to commence. And the stars. And he looks up, and then he claps and walks away.
He claps for himself. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're the best fucking dungeon master of all time.
No, I think everybody was really bored yesterday. I don't know. Everybody was like,
that sounds amazing.
everybody was like checking their phones and stuff. So I think it was like a little disjointed because everybody wanted to do different things. So I was like, all right, well, let's give everybody their separate time. And so while other people were doing stuff, everybody was kind of bored.
I'll tell you what, that would have blown my dumb mind.
One of the guys, this like gross little elf, he's like really ugly. He showed you a picture of himself.
Yeah.
He decided to sleep in a crypt, and he heard like, "Oh, help me, underneath him. And he pulled open the crypt, and there was a naked old man in there, going, "Oh, hello, I'm old." And he goes, I think my son buried me alive to try and take my money. And he's like, he helps him out. And then he says, "What does your son look like?" And he's like, "Me, but not old." He's like, all right, okay. And then he walks out and he's like, "I don't know, what does his son look? Does he have a big nose?" And like, he looks like that guy, but not old, man.
I'll tell you what, what would be a really good idea? So I think there are a few shows now that are Dungeons and Dragons games. Yeah. It would be a lot of work, but it would be really, really fun to listen to if you, instead of it being like, here's the audio from one of our games or something like that, which I haven't looked into this.
I was thinking about doing a
recap
and doing like a journal of our adventure.
That would be really...
I was thinking about
that. Would be really cool and sounds like it'd be really fucking funny.
Yeah. So he discovered that this guy is a noble in like the government district of town.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to go through the sewers to get into the house. And I mentioned that there's like a waterway underneath and that there's a fountain in the house and there's all these sewer like manholes. And he was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna, so at first he like walked to the house and knocked on the door and this like butler showed up and was like, 'Yes, hello.' And they started saying like, what's your name?" And he was like, "What? This is my house." And they're like, "Oh, you live here? You're the noble?" And he was like, "What? Yeah, this is where I live.
Yeah.
What? Why wouldn't I live here? Goodbye." Like, close the door. And so then this guy was like, "All right, well, I'm going to try and sneak in here." So he wanted to throw acid at the back window. And I was like, "Okay, you can try it." And then he like rolled a 1 or 2 or something. And I was like, "So the butler sees you." And he was like, "Okay, I want to like go to town and buy like a little Jawa hood. So I like look like a little creature and I don't look like me." I was like, "Okay, you can disguise yourself." And then
there's a long roundabout way to be like, I want to wear a disguise.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to wear something that will make me not look like me.
And he manages to sneak in this building, sneak in through the window. Or no, the butler sees him in the window and thinks he's a child because he's like a tiny little elf and he's like dressed like a Jawa.
Yeah.
But also during the festival, it's like a festival of deceit where you're supposed to lie to people.
Yeah.
And like tell jokes and make fake treasure maps, and there's like a bunch of fake fortune tellers everywhere and stuff, and it's like everybody's supposed to just tell lies and trick each other. And so he decides to go down the chimney, and then he like falls into the fire and puts it out, and then the butler comes out and he like runs behind a bookshelf but fails a stealth check, so he has little black footprints everywhere. And the butler like reaches over and puts his hands in to look, and he's like, "I want to cast an illusion, a minor illusion to fool him." I'm like, "All right, what does it look like?" And he's like, "I want to cast it to, so it's an illusion of myself."
What?
Wait, no, someone else. It's like, what the fuck are you doing there? Like, you're not supposed to be there. Why would you make
trick him into thinking that he sees me? What?
I mean,
maybe it'd be better if he saw someone different from me.
Anyone but me. What?
That's amazing. That's incredible.
And all he had to do was
go.
He
was talking in his sleep.
I know. And all he had to do was go upstairs and steal a kite with a symbol on it of an owl head above a bathtub with a bunch of bubbles everywhere. And he like tracked all this soot everywhere and then wiped his feet off and like made a bunch of noise climbing the stairs. And he like went into the first room and it was like a bunch of bubbling test tubes.
Yeah.
And he like started stealing a bunch of stuff. And then there was like someone snoring in the far room, and like the lady of the manor was out at the festival for the evening.
Okay.
And the son's name is Harold. And so he's like, "Okay, well, I'll go into the room doesn't have the snoring." And it's like, all right, there's a guy sitting at a table. There's a guy sitting at a table, like drawing with his back to you. And you see the kite kind of on the wall, like in his vision. And he's like, "Okay, okay, I'll sneak up to him and make a sound appear with my illusion on, like, I'll make it appear on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Like a demonic screeching noise. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And he does it, and then the guy looks, and then you hear everyone, like, wake up in the house. And the butler's like, Master Harold, what's going on up there? And he, like, walks, and you hear the butler coming upstairs, and you hear a door open from the hallway, and it's like, Harold? And then he's like, okay, I'm just gonna fire magic missile at this guy's eyes. Like, you're gonna what?
Why don't you hide under the bed or something?
Blast him, just take the kite and leave. But I couldn't say that, so he's like, all right, I want to blast him in the eyes.
But how could he leave? It sounds like people are, like, sneaking up on him.
Right, but if he manages to take the kite and, like, jump out a window, like, he has a
then
kite.
He's got, like,
you
can't fly with a kite.
He's a tiny elf.
All right, fair enough. But, like, you really, like, I guess for the purposes of the game, but that would never occur to me that I could grab a kite and just, like, hold on to it and, like, get taken away by a gust of wind.
That's what he did. That's how he got out. But first he was like, all right, I want to blast this guy in the eyes with magic missile. I'm like, oh, all right, fine. And he blasts him in the eyes. And then the guy takes his rapier out and, starts, like, blindly attacking, like, the air. And he's like, okay, I want to kind of take this thing apart. And like, you want to take it apart? And he's like, yeah, I want to take it apart to, like, hide it. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and he rolls a check and fails. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you kind of pull a thing out and it tears and and then you try and fold it and the rest tears and there's like 3 giant tear and then you spill a cup of coffee on it. And then you manage to fold it in your pocket. Yeah. And he's like, okay. And then the butler shows up and he fires acid at the butler and kills him.
Oh.
But the way he does it, he spits a giant ball of mucus and the butler gasps and sucks it into his mouth and dies.
Ew.
And then he blasts a thing of ice at Harold, the noble guy in the house, and shatters him into 1,000 pieces. And then walks out into the hallway, and you hear a woman screaming. And you hear, like, a woman come home, and it's like, Harold, the festival was wonderful. And it's like his wife. And then, like, a guy with a sword peeks his head out and pulls the sword and is like, what have you done? And it's like, what have you done to Master Harold? And starts attacking him.
Fucking killed a prince.
And he jumps out the window and, like, tries to glide down, but the kite's all fucking ripped up and stuff. So he hurts himself and, like, just runs away. And he's like, okay, I want to go to the bazaar now. I'm like, well, shouldn't you, like, hide? You just killed 2 people.
He's like, killed a prince.
Yeah.
You killed royalty.
And then there was, like, an alarm started going off and a woman started shrieking and all the lights in all the houses started turning on and shit. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna run away and hide in the crypt. And then he, like, got back to the crypt and gave the kite to the old man and he was just like, do you have any food? And he's like, no, but I have your kite. And he's like, what did you do to it? This isn't gonna help. You destroyed it! How am I gonna prove I am? Why did you do this? And he's like, can I have gold? He's like, oh, I promised you gold, I will give you gold. Fine, I'll give you 10 gold when I have it. When I can prove my name. And then he goes to open the crypt and the cops are outside the crypt and they're like, hey!
The cops?
Yeah.
There's like
3 soldiers, like
couple
guards.
Cop cars with blue and red lights.
Yeah. There's 3 cops outside and they're like, hey, old man, where'd you get that kite? Come with us. And they arrest the old man and he's like, oh, fuck. And then somewhere else, Andrea plays a bird person, half bird, half human, named Eerie. And Eerie is like a high-ranking, like, palace guard. Like, whenever she goes anywhere, like, people, like, stiffen up and, like, don't, you know. And they go into this tavern and find, like, a weird slave ring. And they rescue a slave. And it's, like, this little elf guy. And this Jack Puckett guy, like, he's like, oh, you look, like, naked. You want some clothes, right? And he gives him his costume of the little Jawa guy. And he's like, run along, go for it. And they're like, what are you doing, man?
It's like breaking everything.
Like, you gained 0 experience.
Everything up.
You gained 0 gold. You killed an innocent guy.
Yeah.
And, like, a noble prince guy. And then you, like, got his old, formerly dead father arrested
in jail for the murder.
And then you blamed it on a slave that just escaped.
You should just be like, all right, on your way to your next adventure, you fall in a hole and you're dead. You're out of the game. Fucked everything up. It's kind of amazing. Did that represent, like, the destruction of, like, hours of your hard work to put it all together?
No, I had still enjoyed that.
I guess no matter what your players do, it is worth your time setting it up. Like, it's just for them to like come in and do it. Does that fuck up where you were intending to go or anything?
I mean, no, yeah. I thought he was gonna try and like stealthily break in.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I was like, man, I really didn't think you would like kill the guy's son. And he's like, I didn't kill his son. I killed his butler and his guard. I was like, what makes you think you killed his guard?
No, you killed the
He's
prince.
like, no, his son was sleeping. His son, Harold, was sleeping.
Okay.
The guy's snoring. And he was like, yeah. I was like, why did everyone call the guy you killed Harold? He's like, oh shit. He was like, oh, I killed his son?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
See,
Like, where were you?
that one game that I sat on, I should have taken that approach where you're just kind of like, I don't know, I'm going to make every wrong decision.
Yeah.
I should have just been like, all right, I wake up from a nap and I'm disoriented, I'm confused, and I think my friends are my enemies and I attack them.
You'd just be killed immediately.
My first order of business in playing the game.
See, that's not fun though. It's more fun when you, like, cause I expected him to take this quest,
Right.
either take it or leave it, and try and either go up to the, like, if an evil character was doing this, they would maybe go up to this noble, his son,
Yeah.
and tell the son, like, look, I have information, your father's alive, I want money, or I go public.
Right.
You know, or a good character would help this old man kind of get justice and get his son arrested.
Yeah.
Find this kite and bring it back to the old man, and then go to like the authorities and accuse the son. But he just killed everyone and then blamed it on the old man or blamed it on like a slave they just found.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that.
Are there, I feel like Dungeons and Dragons is getting like super duper popular.
Yeah, it's getting really popular.
I've been hearing about it for like years.
I think
but
Stranger
feel like
Things
especially
honestly
now,
did a lot for it.
Probably. Are there other like, there must be other fantasy games like this.
Fun.
Far. I can't wait to know what you say.
What?
There must be like ones where it's like, Outer Space Challenger.
Oh yeah. There's like a Star Wars one. There's
Oh, so they're officially licensed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
there's
fantasy
like an Eldritch horror one with like Cthulhu and stuff like a Call of Cthulhu
Really?
one. There's there's some really cool ones, and then there's like a Dragon Age one. There's like a bunch of video game based ones. There's like Pathfinder, which is like an original one that's like it's very close to D&D. With
Is it like
differences.
Lego, where it's like you can buy a Lego set and it's just building a little Lego house or whatever, but they also have licensed property. So it's like you can build an X-Wing, you can build the Death Star, you can build the Avengers Tower.
Sure,
so is it like
it would be like
Disney buys a license so that D&D will produce a game of it?
No, it's like if you can buy Lego sets, and then there's also Connects.
Okay, so
and
it's
there's but then there's but then you can also take those Lego sets and make different things out of them.
Right.
You don't have to build the X-Wing. You can build whatever you want
right.
with it.
Because you can technically take whatever you know about Dungeons and Dragons and just change the subject matter. So it's not like sort of medieval fantasy fare.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
You could just be like, all right, same basic concept, but we're in space.
Yeah. I guess it's I don't know how often they do it, but on the official website, the Wizards of the Coast website, they release this.
Oh, is that who owns it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They release this Unearthed Arcana, which is like people that it's like a lot of them are fan made, a lot of them are just like employees at Wizards that want to test out new things.
Yeah.
So they'll make new classes and then like ask people to play them in their games and then give feedback, answer the survey.
That's cool.
And so there's a shitload of ideas on like how to use guns in a setting or making it like a steampunk fantasy kind of setting. And there's like a lot of different there's not like steadfast rules necessarily, but like suggestions on what worked with certain people's games if you want to do certain things,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
It's
wonder
like a big community.
if you were going to do like a Star Wars, I guess they can't call it Dungeons and Dragons then because they're not using the.
No, it's called like Star Wars, like
do it yourself.
Jedi
fantasy love
something.
Love
Jedi,
game.
Yeah, Jedi love fantasy. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Whatever you just.
I
said.
wonder, do you think that it's like it's like in the galaxy. It can't be the events where it's like, all right, you're Luke. Can they do that? Or it's like you're reenacting the movies or some shit?
Because the Star Wars one is officially licensed with Star Wars. Like, you can
just make up it in your head, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like Dungeons and Dragons, where you can have an adventure take place during the movies, and you can run into the characters, Luke and Vader and shit, or you can be those characters. Like,
is it any more or less annoying to you if, like, because like for Star Wars, like if people are going to create their own characters, they're all going to be like, okay, my name is Nock T. I am a 12th generation Cylon from Gorbin.
Cylon is from a different thing.
Okay, I'm a 12th level Centennial.
Just say Sentinel.
No, because that's different. Another thing too.
Just say Sentinel.
No, Cranberry. But like I feel like the having to make up something that already like exists in the movies is kind of like a little more.
I mean, there's a lot of lore for Star Wars.
I'm whatever Darth Maul was, and I look exactly like him, but my name is Shock T.
I mean, there's a lot of lore for Star Wars.
I guess that's true.
Like the game was made like in the 90s. Where
really?
Yeah, that's when they started doing it. But I'm sure they've made more iterations of it and shit. But like
right.
the lore fits still. Like, they made hundreds of books and shit, and like people, like nerds will like go crazy about Darth Vader's why his lightsaber works the way it does and how he uses the Force. Like,
yeah.
People
take it really serious.
Yeah, they really know enough about this shit that they can do it.
I guess I don't know this for sure, but like they killed all that previous like extended universe continuity when they made Episode 7. There must be fans out there that are like, my friends are dead. The stories that I read, the time I spent, all for nothing.
Oh, yeah, must have been. There must be people. I hope no one committed suicide over them making a movie.
I mean, come on. Oh, you know what? There was a thing. It can't have been that widespread, but there was after the movie Avatar came out, a couple of people committed suicide or experienced like severe depression when they realized that they can never visit the world of Avatar.
It's not real.
Yeah, you gotta
stop it.
I don't know.
Fuck. Why are you doing that?
I don't know.
The movie wasn't even that good.
I didn't see it. I didn't even bother seeing it.
Bill, they have sex with their tails.
I know that. That is one of the big...
Inappropriate.
That is one of the big punchlines during the Bill and Ted Halloween
I didn't like
show.
it. 2, it's not allowed. Call the police now. You peed on me before.
In the Bill and Ted show, a lady ran out at the end and goes, they have sex with their tails! And she was dressed like one of the Na'vi. And then she runs around wagging her, like holding her tail and running up to somebody going, they have sex with their tails. Boop. They have sex with their tails. Boop. And everyone in the audience went fucking nuts laughing. And I was so annoyed. Now I looked up the history, and they've been doing that every year since Avatar came out. It's been like, 50 to 60 years?
At least 70, 80, 90.
Universal recently, I can't believe, I guess now I'm sensitive to it. I never noticed it before, but they released an announcement that their Halloween Horror Nights is back on for 2017. And I read the press release waiting for the one line about Bill and Ted's horror show coming back, and there was no mention whatsoever, which does not surprise me, but I bet you anything it'll be there. Because I bet it costs $0 to produce.
It costs something.
It costs something.
But yeah, you don't have to write anything.
No, and you don't have to pay your performers anything, probably, because it's going to be whatever like fucking intern is around at the time.
I don't know, man.
Weird stuff.
Andrea and I did go to a comedy show
a
couple Wednesdays ago. Nope.
You're lying.
It's not true.
You're lying.
We went on a different day.
Okay.
And Sunday, Bill, was today a week ago. And they had this, like, free comedy show at this bar.
I thought it was 2 weeks ago. Got everything wrong. All right. Sorry, go ahead.
Don't interrupt me. Bill, choose my words very carefully. And it's pretty cringy.
Yeah.
Pretty uncomfortable. First guy that got on was really funny. He was, like, super awkward and talked about his confidence. He got really into crystals. And he had a confidence crystal. And he went to go home with a woman, and he realized one of his crystals fell out of his pocket.
Yeah.
And she picked it up and said, "What's this?" And he was like, I don't know what that is. That's not mine. I have no idea what that is. And then his punchline was, "Do you think I look like the type of guy to just tell a woman that I went home with that, oh, that's my confidence crystal? You think I'm the type of guy that would do that without a confidence crystal in his pocket? No. I would not be able to do that." So that was pretty funny.
That's kind of amazing, actually.
Yeah.
It was no longer in his pocket. He couldn't say it.
Couldn't say it. I was not confident. It was out of my pocket.
That's kind of incredible.
And then there was like another woman that went on that just talked. She didn't really tell jokes. It was just really sad.
Yeah.
Because she just talked about like, what else did Donald Trump take from me? And she was like, wasn't saying anything. She wasn't saying funny things. She wasn't telling jokes. She was
hurt. Yeah.
She was just up there going like, anyway, what else? What else? What else? Can't have an abortion anymore. That's cool. Can't pay for an abortion. That's gonna be good. What else? I'm just like, fuck, lady. Like, you gotta say a joke in there.
Yeah, there's gotta be, like, you can make that funny.
Yeah.
You can play with the absurdity of all the shit that he's taking away,
yeah.
but you can't just rattle off a list and have it not be depressing.
Yeah, you can't just say the things that are happening and, like,
has to be an angle.
The joke is that you look at horrible things and you try and turn them on their head and make them funny.
How long did you guys stay at the show?
We went through, it was like a 2-hour show.
Okay, that's not bad.
Maybe a little
was
longer.
Was it an open mic night or was it a show?
No, it was a show.
Oh,
yeah.
So they were booked.
Oh, yeah.
She was booked for
She's
that.
a writer for National Geographic. And then they had a couple of, like, kind of big, they had one guy come on that is going to perform on The Tonight Show.
Oh, that's cool.
He was pretty funny. They had one guy come on that looked like Eric Andre.
Yeah.
And they were playing music and he just shouted, he had water in his hands and he shouted, "Yeah, water!"
Right.
For like the entirety of his set.
Yeah.
And everyone just stared at him. And then he was like, "Oh man, I just wasted my time." He's like, "I just said water for 3 minutes. I'm sorry, guys." And he was like, and the light started blinking. Like, I don't know what I'm sorry. And then he told like one quick, he was like, okay, I'll end it on this. And he told one quick joke that wasn't funny. And
what frogs say on a log? Get me out of here!
I'm sorry.
Jane, get me off this crazy thing!
Wilma! Remember that guy? I screwed up, guys.
50s.
You look like Rhoda's Tuma.
50s punchline.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something shocking.
To the moon, baby.
I will be doing comedy this week.
I thought about doing it.
On a stage.
Yeah.
Because somebody volunteered me saying that I am a comedian to do an event.
Who did that?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen himself. So I will be, I've been advertised as a comedian, and I've been already booked to do a thing, and so I'm gonna do it.
You should just become a comedian that way. Right? You're just a comedian now.
Everyone, you're now officially my booking agents. If you need me to do something, just tell me that you already told someone that I would do it.
Yeah.
And I'll be too afraid
None
to back
of
out.
this open mic shit.
I'll be too afraid to back out.
Start booking shows as a comedian.
Hello. Actually, you know what?
Why not, dude?
I wonder if that would
Just
work.
fucking do it.
Yeah, big problem. Don't tell jokes.
That's all you gotta do is get jokes.
Yeah, I know.
That's the easy part.
I'll tell you what.
Listen to this
that's
one.
not a bad
I got
thought.
a joke right here. I got a joke. Everybody knows you look at your elbow, you got a weenus.
Yeah.
Don't have a neenus. It's the same thing. Weenus, no neenus. Same thing. Same joint, right? I want to know where the chinus is.
Oh. He's holding his chin.
That's a joke.
I feel like this is the shit that like you and Andrea are watching TV, and then you just start saying this, and she's like, "I gotta go. I gotta go get. I'm gonna go get some coffee.
I'm gonna get brunch with my friends. I'll talk to you later."
What's up with that?
No, didn't work. All right.
No, what's up with that?
Well, I've been working on this Curb Your Enthusiasm script that I wanted to write a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
And I changed it around a lot so that now the crux of the episode, Larry is it's like this whole thing with. We wrote a long time ago that his agent starts doing comedy, and Larry's like, "I could do comedy."
Yeah.
And he's like doing comedy, whatever. And, one of his jokes that he tells on stage, he goes, "I started dating a burlesque dancer. She's got such an ample bosom. I had to set aside a day to finally look at her face." No, you don't like that one? All right, how about this? You got a weenus. Don't have a keenus. It's the same joint. You got an elbow here, a knee. Weenus, no keenus. I want to know where's the chinus. And they start booing him. Oh, fuck you guys, fuck you, that's funny.
She's got such an ample bosom is something that I can absolutely hear Larry David saying.
Yeah. And then at one point, he's at dinner with Jeff.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, Larry. And then he's at dinner with like all of his friends, and there's a new couple there.
Yeah.
That like is one of Jeff's old friends, and he's like just moved to LA. And they're eating dinner, and they ask, "Oh, who wants dessert?" And he's like, "I would love dessert." And the guy's like, no, thank you." He's like, "Come on, have some dessert." He's like, "No, I really don't want to. Thank you." He's like, "Okay." And he's like, "I really just disrespect dessert. I don't respect dessert at all." And he explains to him how he thinks it's clown food and you look like a pedophile. And then later on, Larry thinks he's insane. And then later on in the street, Larry's licking an ice cream cone, and he sits down on a bench, and there's like a kid there, and he looks at her and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then the kid's mom grabs her and is like, come on, Eileen, we're going. And she's like, "You're disgusting." And he's like, "What?" And he looks at the ice cream cone and he's like, "What?"
He was right.
And then later, they're at a restaurant with everybody, and they finish their entrees, and then the waiter comes by, and Larry's like, "All right, I'm gonna run to the bathroom." And he gets up, and someone grabs him and is like, "Oh, Larry, do you want us to order you dessert?" And then he looks around at the tables, and there's like a couple of kids sitting around at the tables, and he's like, "No, I'm okay." Then he goes to the bathroom and comes back, and the guy that hates dessert is eating a pie. And he goes, What's going on here?" And he's like, "What?" "Well, I seem to recall you disrespect dessert." Pie. Pie's not dessert. I think pie is dessert.
That's fucking great.
And then he tries to take the pie away from him, and they get in a giant fight. And they get kicked out.
Pie away from him.
It's like, no. And he tries, at a principal, he tries to take the pie away, and they get in an argument.
That's fantastic. That is really fucking funny. Oh my god. Are you writing?
I'm writing that, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. I want to read that whenever you're done. Whatever you got. If you want to send it my way, I would love to read that.
No, Andrew and I were talking about, we were thinking about doing like stand up. After watching that event, like half of it was like, "Oh, that was so funny." And then the other half was just like, I don't know what they were thinking.
That's what it always is.
What are you thinking, dude?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But it was like a Sunday, and they booked a show. Like maybe they were like just trying shit out.
I'll tell you what, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think that if you booked yourself as a comedian, if you just say, "I'm a comedian," honestly, I've been noticing more and more, and some of it makes me cringe privately to myself, but just being able to say like, "Yeah, I'm a podcaster. I'm a podcast producer. I'm a content creator."
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it feels weird to say. It is a genuine currency now.
Oh, yeah.
We have a strong back
It's a
catalog
thing.
of comedy shows. If you booked yourself as a comedian, whatever you said, you would be a professional comedian.
100%. Yeah. I could vomit on a stump, and I would tell you it.
That would look pretty all right to me.
It looked pretty all right to me.
All right. Well, why don't we get out of here? I've got just enough time if you want to record a studio reject.
Okay, we can be quick about it.
Let's read my Scream script. Please, for the love of God, share this thing.
Talkbomb.com, youtube.com/WB2045. I got an unboxing video coming up.
Fuck yeah.
At your boy. You know where to find me. Thanks for the follow.
HauntedSponge.com/Scream. Watch my video. Check out the script. Jump over to Studio Rejects. It's going to come out on Wednesday. Bobby and I are going to read it out. We're also going to read, this was intentionally stupid, but I wrote a one-page script for how you would reboot Indiana Jones as a hardcore R-rated movie like Logan. It's called Jones. So check that out. Studio Rejects on Wednesday.
Stupid.
We'll see you guys soon. Hit us up on,
that's
online.
A spooky train.
If you want to talk to us, you can talk to us on Twitter.
At Bobby Kester.
I'm at Haunted Sponge. I'm at Will Rogers 2000. I'll see you guys there. And thank you guys so much for listening.
Also, find me on Twingle.
Oh, yes. If you guys can figure out how to get on Twingle.
Hey,
search around, find us.
At Twingle on Twitter. TUIINGLE blocked me a long time ago.
Yeah.
If you guys could tweet or twing at them and ask him to unblock me, please.
Yeah, ask
It would
them
be a
him
big
to
favor.
unblock him them.
Please.
Thank you. But until we see you guys next time, someday
Adopt,
in the future.
don't shop. Yeah, you got any gum?
Hey guys, do you like Talk Bomb? We could really use your support. Please go to patreon.com/talkbomb where you can donate to us monthly. In doing so, you will get for yourself a bunch of bonus shows just as a thank you.
You can also find us on all social media accounts under the username TalkBomb. So that's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Following us online is a great way for you to stay up to date on what we're working on for TalkBomb.
One of the best things you can do for our network is to review this show on iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever platform you listen to us on. Positive reviews help us grow and help new listeners find us.
But more than anything, thank you for listening to the show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you at talkbomb.com.